right, so today we're going to learn how to use the 3D camera tracking, the roto brush, and mask tracking. I brought in this video here and I made a composite out of it, so I just dragged the clip onto the new composite button here. And I think the first thing we're going to do is the 3D camera tracker. So the way I get there, I like to go to Window and turn on Tracker, because we're going to use that. And over here, there's a button that says Track Camera. Now, this is going to create a 3D camera tracker. It's analyzing. Now, over here, you can see what's going on. Okay, so now when you use this, if you know the shot type, is it using a fixed angle or a zoom? In this case, it's using a fixed angle. Now, if you know the angle of view of the lens that you use, so if you shot this footage, you can put that in. Makes it a little bit better. And over here in advanced, if you need a more detailed analysis, you can turn this on. But it's going to take a little bit longer. And I don't think we need it for this project here. And also, what kind of solve method. So in this case, I'm just going to leave it on auto detect. And now while this is analyzing and solving, I'm going to pause the video. Okay, so it finished solving for the camera. Now let's click on the effect up here in our effects controls. Now you see all these funny little points here. These are the points in the scene that the 3D camera tracker is tracking. So let's start in the beginning here. So the first thing we want to do, we're going to put some text right on the road over here. So when you bring your mouse over here and roll over these little specks here, you see a target appear. So we're trying to find one that's going to be the best fit for what we're doing. That's good, except it's very big. Let's fix it later. So let's just click on this for now. These three little points show up. Now, if you want to reduce it, just put your mouse over the middle here. Hold down the Alt key or the Option key on the Mac. You'll see the double arrows. And now you can scale this down to a more reasonable size. Now also, if you want to move it, put your mouse, let go of the Alt key or the Option key. Put your mouse over the middle and you'll see the little move tool, a symbol appear. And now you can move it to where you want it. We may have to resize it again. So let's put the mouse over the middle, hold down the Alt key, and let's scale this down. Now also let's move it forward a little bit. Okay, so now at this point, we're going to right click and we're going to say set ground plane and origin. This is very important, especially for this project. Let's click on that. Then the next thing we're going to do is we're going to right click and say create text and camera. So now we have some text over here. And down in your project panel, you can see a 3D camera tracker has been created. And now let's position this where we want it. So we'll click on text over here. And here's a little widget. So you can use this widget here, or you can use these settings over here to move it around. I'm going to use this little widget. Move it over. Now we want to rotate it like so. And now also it's kind of big. If you get your mouse over the little square over there and hold down the Shift key, we can scale it down. Or again, you can also use these settings over here. So whichever is easier at the time. Let's move this over a little bit. Okay, so that looks pretty good. So we're going to make this cyclist run over the text. So right now it's not working because we have to make another copy of him and put it on top using the roto brush. But we're going to put in some more text. So let's go further down the road to about here, I guess. And we're going to have him ride through some text. So now again, let's go back to our bike guy layer, He has a 3D camera tracker. Click on the effect. Then we get those little specks over here. Let's find the good one. I want to put it in front of him. Oh, that looks pretty good. So let's click on that. Now let's move it over. I'm going to put it right in front of him. So now we're going to right click and say create text. So we don't have to create the camera again because it's already there. Now we have text 2 in our project panel here. So now let's put this where we want it. So we want this right in front of him, more or less, and we can move this later if we need to. And we want this to be bigger, so we can also scale it up here. Hold down the Shift key. Let's move it over like so. Okay, so now he's going to drive through this thing. Okay, so let's back up. Our next step is going to be to create a copy of the cyclist layer and use the roto brush.